We wanted character from Hearts. They've shown it so far. Half-time, Hearts 1, Dinamo Zagreb 0.
Interesting, perhaps more interesting than we thought. Certainly a very different game from last week, Craig, isn't it?
Thankfully so, yes. That's much, much better. I mean, last week, everything that was wrong about last week, they've remedied this week. They're pressing the ball higher up the pitch. OK, they're holding a higher line, as we'll see, but and they'll have to take a chance. I mean, as it stands, they're out of the tie, so they need to take a chance, and I think they have done. If Michael Stewart's chance had gone in, I mean, we'd have been sitting here thinking they've got a real chance in the second half. Still a lot to do, but I'm so much happier watching that than I was at this time last week.
And as poor as Hearts were last week and as good as Zagreb were last week, suddenly they look at quite a nervous side. The quality's still there, but you suddenly begin to think, another goal and it could get very interesting.
They were showing signs, I'm not saying they were totally rocking, but they were showing signs, and Craig's right, where they were pressing high up the pitch, but they were pressing with numbers this week. It wasn't just going in ones and then they just pass it round you, because we know that they find nice little spaces. It was going in numbers, pressing. Yeah, they were high up, but you've got to take chances. You're 4-0 down. If you're going to try and win this game, you've got to go and press in numbers, take a few chances, get the first goal. It would have been lovely to get a second goal. I'd love to see this team, especially their goalkeeper, going 2-0 down now. That would have been something to see.
Yeah, well, it could yet happen. 45 minutes to go. We're not getting carried away, but there are encouraging signs. In fact, Hearts could have scored with only about a minute and a half on the clock. David Abua, who'd really had a terrific chance here, and what a start this would have been.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that makes it a really good chance is that it comes to his left foot, and he's very strong on his left side. He almost looked as if he was surprised that the ball got through to him. I don't know if he thought it was maybe going to get cut out in the front post area. But just anything with decent contact on target gives him a chance of scoring.
The pace is on it, isn't it? It just actually hits his right foot when you see it.
But look at the Hearts players in the box. They're getting numbers up, as they have to do.
One thing I would like to see more is more Hearts players in the box, especially this one. Brilliant from Suso, the goalkeeper, look.
Billy Dodge would have been in there, wouldn't he?
Well, I think
I'm serious.
Instinct. It's
a natural striker
just
would have been on top of the keeper, wouldn't he?
You're looking for the goalkeeper to make a mistake. He does. I mean, the first man there's the centre half, as he should be doing as well. But I'd like to see more Hearts players having a little gamble.
Good skill from Suso. I think in general, Hearts have looked on the front foot an awful lot more than they've done in previous. You hear again on the front foot, attacking the ball as it drops in midfield. Again, this is a decent pass. But look at the Hearts bodies in the picture. Much better than last week. There's 4-5 in the box, and that was a good chance for Gary Glenn. He scores goals at every level, and that was a great chance for him.
I wish that touch hadn't popped up on him so far away. He'd been able to take it quicker because the defender was able to close him down. But again, encouraging. That's all you can say. It was good play. Got it wide, decent ball in the box, just can't get enough cover. The goalkeeper's having one, let's be honest, and you would play on him. Well, they actually got a free kick, Hearts, when you think just put it right on top of him, and they played it square and they had the chance was gone, but terrible touch as well. Terrible touch as well, but you're away from home, you're slowing the game down, you're 4-0 up, you don't throw it to your midfielder who's 25 yards out for him to take a bad touch. And I mean, he should save it for me.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the goals. He should say that. I don't know. I think he's flapped a little bit, having thrown the ball away. He hasn't got his position right to save it after that. But he came for a corner that he missed. There was a header at the back post. His first two clearances just about hit the Hearts players. He's fumbled one. He's thrown one out. I mean, and Billy's right. There was a free kick. Put the ball on top of him. Because he looks like he's flapping to me.
Great awareness from Michael Stewart. They've got to give credit there. Read the situation, nicked it and stuck it in the net.
Yeah. Having said that, they are a quality side. We've seen how strong they are on the counter-attack, and because of the way Hearts have to play this game, they will leave spaces at the back, and it's just a case of hoping that Zagreb can't take one, Craig. Yeah,
this was a square ball that was cut out, and good skill, great reverse pass, and I think this just clips the post on the way past. But so what? OK, I mean, Hearts lost 4 goals last week. They're going to have to be prepared to lose goals to score some this week, and I think that Chaba generally tends to be quite conservative with his teams. He has to really take a chance. I'm glad that he has, but they're going to have heart-in-the-mouth moments like this one, because they need to push players further up the pitch. This is another decent chance. I think if he'd squared that ball, then it would have given Zagreb a better chance of scoring.
One thing they'll have to do is be able to man-to-man mark defending and get full-backs forward at some time in the game. Again, they're going to have their chances. Craig said it's a good chance, it's a decent save as well, but the goalie's going to have to make saves. they're going to have to play a high line, they're going to have to mark man for man in the second half, because maybe, half an hour to go, they've got to get full-backs involved, push more men forward, get your wide midfielders, if the full-backs push on, get them up front and get them to try and create chances for you.
Yeah. You both mentioned that the high line that the Hearts are taking, they'd have to defend up the pitch, which is pushing the midfield on and getting men into the box, obviously. And a couple of good examples of how you can get caught that way.
Yeah, the danger with this is you lose the ball in midfield and one pass can defeat the line. That last one that they saw, I think, was actually onside. Yeah. You know, and again, here's another one here, that high line. And if this ball's maybe chipped or played just a little bit further away from the Hearts player, then they're through one-on-one. But again, for me, take the chance, because what they're doing is, by playing a high line, they're forcing their midfield players further up the pitch. They're forcing the strikers further up the pitch. And last week, Zagreb were excellent at the back, playing out, because Hearts sat off them. Yeah. They're at Tynecastle, they've got the crowd behind them. Press as high up the pitch as you can and get the crowd even more on your side, and I think they'll have a chance of scoring more goals.
The good thing about it, Dougie, that was earlier on in the half as well, and nothing did come of it, and they didn't look so shaky after that. Hearts, they kind of sorted it. The chances created by Zagreb were more down the side and a cross coming in the box and a chance, but they sorted it out, and it was early on in the half. Yeah,
and you've got the goalkeeper's blood in your nostrils, Billy, clearly. There's Tomislav Butina.
Oh, I'd be tested.
He wasn't tested at all last week. He looked perfectly competent, but tonight, every time he comes for a ball, every time a shot comes in, you don't fancy him, do you?
No. I think after they lost the goal, I think his confidence just faded away. And I mean, you can't really blame him there. The ball's in the box, a good knockdown, and if he keeps it down, he scores, and it would have been interesting.
Do you not think he was in no man's land a little bit here? He comes out, he's about 4 yards off his line, and I think if Gary Glenn had headed the ball back towards goal, I mean, I'm not blaming him for heading it down there, because it was good vision. I think if he tried to loop the ball over the goalkeeper, there might have been an opportunity to score there, because the goalkeeper was in no man's land.
Certainly shaky. I mean, right away he comes, but he just can't deal with anything now. And a little bit of awareness here maybe could have been taken earlier. He's able to get back and smother it, but he's certainly there to give Hearts another goal, I feel. And I would be testing him. That free kick, with Craig and I were both saying, right, here's a chance, put it in with pace, see if he'll come for it, see if he'll drop it. And they just played it square. Couldn't believe it.
You've both said it. If we had just got a second goal before half-time, it really would be interesting. And it can still happen, obviously. I mean, I'd be interested to see how Zagreb play it in the second half. Yeah, I mean, what the second goal before half-time would have changed the team talk in the Zagreb dressing room and changed the feeling in the Hearts dressing room. Now, a quick goal in the second half can do the same thing, but it needs to be, you know, I can see how if Hearts get a goal in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and I know what it's like at Tynecastle, and looking at just how shaky Zagreb are, they've got a chance. Yes, yeah. The next goal is crucial. We say that a lot, but in this case, it's absolutely right, isn't it? Zagreb get it, game's over. Yeah. Hearts get it. Game on for me. Very much so. I really do think that, and that's what Shabalazzo's got to be saying to his players and making them believe that. We get a goal. It's time scales in the game where if you do get it early, then they will. I can see them really starting to panic. If it gets maybe half an hour through the second half, I think they'll be comfortable, but you must test them. They must give themselves a chance, and sometimes a little bit with the ball with Hearts. Retention, you know, don't just get it and hoof up the pattern, try and go direct, because all it's doing is giving them the ball back. It's a hard shift to make sure you're tight and get forward and score a goal. They've got to maybe try and keep the ball retention a little bit more. It's only 1-0, we're not getting carried away, but this second half could yet be very interesting indeed. Let's just turn our attention to today's other big news. That was, of course, the Champions League draw. And, well, I think Rangers could have done a lot worse than they have done. Sevilla, the #1 seeds in the group, Stuttgart from Germany, and the Romanians, Unaria Urzicen, who are the Romanian champions. They're going to be a decent side. Of course they are. There are no bad teams at this level, but I think Rangers could have got it a lot tougher, Craig. I hesitate to say great draw, but let's be honest. Let's be honest, it is, isn't it? I mean, some of the teams that they could have got, where you'd have been saying, well, out, no chance. But I'm looking at the teams that they've got. I mean, the Romanian champions will be one that a lot of people in Scotland will say, well, there's Rangers will pick up points there. Might be the most difficult of the lot, to be honest, because they finished above Steaua Bucharest. So, but I hesitate because I don't want to
get carried away, but that does look a decent draw.
Yeah, it looks also like the kind of group, Billy, where they'll all take points off each other, and it could go down to the last couple of matches.
Well, remember that I think your Stuttgarts, and I'm not even going to try and say the remaining team, they're going to be thinking the exact same thing. This is a chance for us to progress. But as Champions League draws go, you'd be delighted with that, and I'm sure they'll be thinking, maybe not first, but definitely potential second. And as Craig said, with some of the teams that were there that they could have had and put them probably right away, I think I'd be grabbing that with both. I'd be delighted as a player still there if that was a draw.
But having said that, it's a Spanish team, it's a German team, and the Romanians they may not travel all that well. That's sometimes a problem with teams from Eastern Europe, but they'll be strong, they'll be organised, and they must be a good side. Yeah,
they will be, and they will be very hard to beat at home. Absolutely no doubt about that. Walter's not going to say it's a fantastic draw, is he? So I'll say it for him.
Could have done a whole lot worse, couldn't they? And of course, Rangers will go into it with a new chairman, with Alistair Johnston, my old pal, taking over from David Murray after 20 years. What's David Murray's legacy to Rangers, Billy? You were a player there.
I think there's a few, isn't there? Murray Park, the FA Cup final. Percentages, Dougie. He's, mostly success as well. He was always about the place, very vocal as a chairman, had a bit of banter with you. Didn't always agree with everything he said, but great chairman to work under. And, there is a lifespan in a chairman, and he's decided to get out now. And he admitted it yesterday. He was just there to unfurl the flag, and that was it. But you can only say success and Murray Park for the future as well.
Yeah. And Craig, the relationship between the manager and the chairman is key in any football club. And he and Walter Smith have had a terrific relationship both times. Yeah. I mean, Walter took over from Graham Souness and did a great job. And then, you can tell it's a good relationship when he goes back to Walter when things aren't going particularly well. I think what he did do is revolutionise Scottish football, if you remember, because he was the one that brought in the big names from England. And then the Butchers and the Woods and all these.
Johnson.
He certainly did that. He changed the face of Scottish football. And I think after 20 years in football, most people get fed up, and he's done well staying in a high-pressure job at that for such a long time.
But he's still the majority shareholder. I think his influence will still be felt. I have no doubt about that. Just a quick word on the other results around the Europa League tonight. It's still 0-0 between Villa and Rapid Vienna. Vienna, of course, 1-0 up from the first leg. Everton held to a 1-0 draw, or at least held Sigma Olomouc to a 1-0 draw, despite being down to 10 men after just 7 minutes. So Everton safely through. And Fulham lost 1-0 to Amkar Perm tonight, but still go through 3-2 on aggregate. So already Everton and Fulham through. And Hearts, well, their chance is certainly not completely gone. It's 1-0 at half-time at Tynecastle. Michael Stewart getting the goal. And an early goal in the second half, and, well, we remain optimistic. This is the goal. Terrible throughout, bad first touch by the defender, and well taken by Michael Stewart. So 1-0 to Hearts. They still need to score 3 to even take it into extra time. Let's keep our fingers crossed for them. Back once again